Jason Rzucidlo reporting for AmericaJR.com. I'm inside the Westin Book-Cadillac Hotel in downtown Detroit. Watch for remarks from Xerox Corporation Chairman and CEO Ursula Burns.
Thank you, Beth, and thanks all of you for coming today. You know, sometimes in the world of business, it's the little things that you do that make a difference and ensure the future of your company. In the case of Xerox Corporation, 30 years ago, someone who maybe wished that they had something maybe more important to do got the job of sorting through this mountain of applications for summer interns. Whoever it was did a hell of a job. He or she opened the door for a young mechanical engineering graduate student from Columbia University with a reputation for being a math whiz and for speaking her mind in that unique native New Yorker kind of way. Today, Ursula Burns, Xerox Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, is well on her way to completing the transformation of her company. From its familiar role as a seller of photocopiers and printers and office machine supplies to being a global provider of business process and document management services. Not a bad strategy at a time when corporate cost-cutting and environmental concerns are leading many businesses at least to try to go paperless. A big piece of that transformation was made possible earlier this year when she completed the $6.4 billion acquisition of Affiliated Computer Services. That Dallas-based firm is the world's largest business process outsourcing firm, specializing in handling finance and IT, human resources, transaction processing, and customer service. With that acquisition, business services now account for half of Xerox's $22 billion in annual revenue. And just to make sure that corporate America knows what's going on, Xerox has launched their largest media campaign in 20 years. The goal is to illustrate how Xerox is focused on services and technology to help customers with their business processing needs. Now, after she finished her internship, Ursula took on some roles in product development and in planning, and she led several business teams. She became the senior vice president in the year 2000, and then was named president in 2007. In 2009, she was named CEO, and then she assumed the role of chairman in May of this year. She's the first African-American woman to head a Fortune 500 company. In November, President Obama asked her to help lead STEM, which is a national program to better educate students in science, technology, engineering, and math. And in March, he appointed her to be vice chair of the President's Export Council, with a small challenge of doubling our company's exports. Today, Ursula is going to talk to us about the role that education can play in maintaining America's economic strength. I'm certain that her personal experience shaped her feelings about the transformative value of education. Ursula grew up in a public housing project on Manhattan's Lower East Side. As she describes it, a hangout for gangs and drug addicts. She was the middle of 3 children, born to 2 different fathers, neither of whom participated much in the family's life. Her mother ironed clothes and cleaned the office of a doctor who lived down the street. She provided daycare from their home. She bartered for medicines and cleaning supplies. But somehow she managed to send all 3 of those children to Catholic schools. As Ursula recalls, quote, she felt it was the only way for us to get a good education and to keep us safe. There's a mom that deserves to be involved in it. And it seems that runs in the family. When Ursula was named CEO last year, her teenage daughter, Melissa, who apparently missed her lesson in how to become shy when media called, she told a reporter for the New York Daily News that her mom is a great person and a wonderful inspiration. Please join me in welcoming Ursula Burns.
So thank you, both Pastor Susie, for the welcome and for having me here, and thanks to all of you for taking a couple hours out of your day. Thanks to my daughter. It's interesting that that as a parent, you work hard to have even a brief moment of recognition that from your kids that do something worthwhile. I thought I had failed totally at that with my daughter. My son, I get it before, and when they reported call, we had to brief them all, and except for my daughter, didn't think of her, to not talk to the news when they called us, tell them to call their office. She didn't quite take that cue, so when I called, she answered the phone. I, of course, came home. She said, "Oh, I called the newspaper." I said, "Oh, yeah, she talked." Yeah, I did. I watched it. I said, "You know better than that." And then I see the call, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" I squeezed at her to recognize it. It's great. It's one of my proudest moments. Not having her say it, but just having two great kids doing well in the world. Doing well in the world. I've had a wonderful morning of meetings. I started out when I got here speaking to kids. I spend a lot of my time speaking to kids. And just all of my time speaking to them about how much control they have about their life and their future. And when you hear me speak today, the one thing I want to take, and people in the audience to take away, is that these children need our help. They need our help to understand that they are in control of their futures. And that a little bit of help will go a long way, but they have it in the palm of their hands, especially with the assistance of people like you and caring parents and schools, etc. It also seems like Detroit is coming back with it. That's good to say. I tell you. You know better than I do the reputation of the city. It's one that, as an American, we just can't live with. So we need Detroit and its industries, primarily the car industry, but all its educational institutions, its art institutions, its community foundations, etc., to be a strong place. Because people from around the world and around the United States look at Detroit as a little bit of a bellwether of how our future, how our country's future can be. So if this city is strong and is doing well by its citizens, I think that people think the United States is coming back. So it's really important that we do a good job in fixing the problem. You guys are adding jobs. This is good. The first time in a long time. Your factory's working more hours, which is good. These are all good things. We just have to keep up. And we have to keep making calls. And everything else that we make. By the way, if you make them really well, I think we'll find them more and more and more. That won't stick with you. So what I like to do with our time is a couple of things. First is briefly describe Xerox's turnaround and transformation. And I'm not going to do this because I want you to understand the turnaround and transformation, but a little bit of an abject lesson or an object lesson. I think what Detroit and the United States has to do, so I think we can learn some things from what Xerox went through. I want to argue a little bit about the nation's education system, the path that we're on in education, particularly science, technology, engineering, and math education, and why it is impossible for anybody who has a bit of a brain to sit by and watch what's happening today continue to happen, and why therefore it's necessary that everyone in this room and anybody else who will listen get actively engaged in our education system and improving it and making it significantly more effective. And then I want to actually take some time for questions, and hopefully, if you don't agree with me, you can debate. We can debate the points, which is interesting. So let me jump right in on the brief description of Xerox's turnaround and transformation. It's interesting, as I said, this is not a commercial at all. And it doesn't stop at the beginning turnaround. It actually has a lot more to go, not anywhere near through this journey. But it's an important one to understand. So many of you will remember 2000. Xerox was, so 1999. We were doing okay. We're actually doing well. We thought we were doing really well. The stock price was $66 or something like that, some great number. We were growing revenue, we were growing definitely our earnings, cash was good, so this is what we thought. And then in speed of light, things changed. So by